Hi guys, welcome back to a new video of mine, and this is not clickbait, it's very real. I am getting married and I am engaged. That's crazy to even hear that from myself or to even think about that. I will explain to you guys how I got to this point, what happened, and how this situation just proves to me even more how I'm always being guided and how you have to look out for the signs in life, and how manifestation and setting your energy onto something really attracts. I will tell you in the video also a little bit about my fiance. Before we get into this video, I would love to mention that BetterHelp is a paid partner of this video, and they're on a mission to make starting therapy much easier. BetterHelp is a platform where therapists and their clients can communicate effectively and get the most out of therapy. What I love about BetterHelp is that you have a journal inside of the platform that you can use for self-reflection, and also you have group sessions available every single day on a number of different topics. So if one of the first therapists that you match with is not the right match for you, BetterHelp gives you the option to switch therapists with no additional charge.
Starting therapy is easy with BetterHelp. Fill out a questionnaire and you will match with a therapist in as little as a couple days. You can schedule video, phone, or message-based sessions, whatever you feel most comfortable with.
If you are struggling and you think that you might benefit from therapy, then please click the link in the description down below or visit betterhelp.com/wizardliz. Or you can click Wizard Liz during sign up, and this will give you 10% off your first month at BetterHelp. My fiance is Landon. His name is Landon. He is an American, born and raised in Texas, Dallas, Texas. He's 25. He's 1 month older than me. I'm a Gemini. He's an Aries. I met Landon 3 years ago, and we met online. He was the first man to ever approach me online and to congratulate me on my YouTube success and to say how proud he was of me. And he was so sweet. And I remember 3 years ago checking out his Instagram profile, seeing some pictures, and I thought, oh, it's a cute guy. But I just thought he's sweet. He recommended a book that I should read because it really helped him as well, and he was really into the same ideology as me. After that, we went a little back and forth, but then after that, I stopped answering really because I was getting into a relationship with my previous partner, and I didn't think that was appropriate. We stopped really contact. However, the years following, Landon would always send me a message or try to congratulate me whenever I had accomplished something big, or whenever I was even going through something, he would always send me encouraging messages, and that was just so sweet. And everything went its own direction, went its own ways. Understand the whole situation a little bit better, I need to mention my previous relationship. So my previous relationship was for me a very big learning lesson, and it was a very clear repeating pattern of my father wound repeating itself in a partner. I didn't really understand it at that time, but the more it went on, I started to see clear similarities, and I started to see oh wow, I need to get out of this relationship before I'm gonna ruin my own mental health. However, I had created such an attachment towards my ex where I almost mothered him so much to a point where I felt like he was my child. And I legit felt like leaving him, because I broke up with him 1 year ago. But I felt like just letting go of him and not seeing him anymore, or not even trying to be friends, felt like abandoning a child. Genuinely. I wanted my ex to be so happy with another woman, with someone else, but just so I know that he's happy. So I'm okay, he's good, so now I can move on. And this is a very unhealthy way of thinking, but I have this since childhood, because I always felt responsible for saving my family, saving my mom, and saving everyone. So I kind of have this with all the people that I love in my life. However, I didn't realize that trying to save him was me destructing myself and keeping myself from growing even further. I kept being friends with him. I kept being like a therapist, like a mother. And slowly, it started to become more disrespectful. It came to a point where I was like, I cannot accept seeing him anymore or even being in my life because I'm unable to attract anyone else. You see, one thing I learned in life, and that happens to me over and over again, is when you do not let go and you do not take your energy back from past relationship, past like resentment that you have towards someone, when you don't take that energy back to yourself, nothing else can come in, because your energy is already going towards someone or towards something constantly. In order for you to create that new reality, you need to be willing to let go of that past. You need to be willing to clear out everything so that you can say, God, you know what, I trust you, or the universe, I trust you. Please give me something new, because now there is space for something new. So then one day I just decided, you know what, right now I'm gonna take the manifestation journal that I created, and I am gonna write in this manifestation journal a partner that I want to attract. I was gonna write it in a way that we were already married, and I wrote down what kind of characteristic he has. So I was like, oh, I'm so grateful for my husband. He's so deep. He's so intelligent. Knows a lot of emotional intelligence, and we connect very well. And I wrote all of these things down that I appreciate in him and that I want my future husband to have, but I wrote it down as if it's already happened. And then I closed the book, I put it back, and that's it. Now, there's one thing about me. When I try to manifest a relationship, I get it like this. Like a partner is like this for me. And the reason why is because there is no desperation for it. I've never had desperation for a romantic partner or being with a man. I've never had that. And because I don't have that desperate energy going towards it, it comes to me very easily. I know a lot of women in my life that always try to look for a partner, try to look for love, and that's like that whole goal, and they never attract it. And they then ask me like, Liz, how come you attract it so easily, like whenever you want? And it's like, I don't have that desperation for it. Like, that's why it comes to me. You have to become someone that thing that you want is attracted to, instead of you trying to be attracted to that thing. Become the person that would be an ideal partner for someone else. Get on the same vibration. A lot of times, even when people, they talk about like, oh, I want to manifest this, oh, I want that in my life. Are you really ready to receive it though? Are you ready? Like, ask yourself, because a lot of you guys want to manifest love, but you're not ready to be a good partner, because this takes a lot of work, you know. You have to work on your maturity. You have to compromise in a lot of ways with your partner. And you have to learn how to live with someone else who is at first a stranger. It's like, oh, I want to have a successful business, all these things. Are you ready to put in those hours? Are you ready to have that risk of not having money if you don't put in the work? You know, I run my own business, my own YouTube channel. If I don't upload right now, or if I don't make this video, I'm not making money. And I'm the only one I can blame. I can't blame my boss. So anyways, after I wrote that down, I felt like my whole life was falling apart. And I even uploaded about it. You guys saw me crashing out on my YouTube channel. Even people were commenting like, this girl is losing her mind, this and that. And I truly felt like I was losing my mind, because the things that happened to me, it was very intense, very, very fast. But guys, when I wrote that manifestation down, people dropped out of my life like this, like in an instant. People that were not meant to be in that reality that I wanted for myself dropped out of my life so fast. And these were people that were never leaving, that would never go. That's another thing. Like, you need to understand that oftentimes when you want to manifest something new into your life, a lot of people will not be able to come with you because they are not ready to live on that vibration. The vibration that you're trying to attract, and the same frequency that you want to jump on so you can attract that thing. A lot of people are not on the same frequency. A lot of people are not on that same vibration. So when they don't reach that frequency or that vibration, they cannot come with you to that level. Now, does that hurt? Yes, that hurts so badly, because you have old friends, you have all these things, and then right now you feel like, oh, why do we not click anymore? We don't have that vibe anymore. Oh, wait a minute, I thought, like, I want to manifest this thing, but now I'm losing friends, now I'm losing my job, now I lost my partner, and you don't understand. But sometimes you need to give that faith to God, because God might have a bigger plan for you than you can even see for yourself. All the time, guys, in my life, God had a huge plan for me, and I was praying for the smallest things. God's plan is always bigger. Your higher self has a plan that's bigger for you. Because we as humans, we are taught to think small. Ever since we're young, we're taught to think in boxes and nothing outside of it. But our soul and God is limitless. Okay? So when they think for us, it is limitless. There is too much. But when you put yourself in a box and you keep yourself in a box in your mind, you will not be able to attract that, because you are keeping yourself in a prison. You're keeping your mind in a prison. Because that's what you have been taught, but you don't have to take that as your reality. You can say, you know what, this world is abundant. I'm an abundant being. The fact that you're breathing right now is a miracle. You are a living and breathing miracle. Accept that as your reality. Say, you know what, I'm a miracle and I can change any second that I want. Right now, I can be this person. 1 second later, you're a completely different person. The minute you change your hair color, you're like a blonde person now. Your reality changes. You're a different person. Accept that you don't have to take one identity as your own. You can do things differently. You can forgive yourself for the things that you did in the past, and then you can move on from it. You can decide that you're not that person anymore. You can decide that you will not allow other people to ever treat you like how they used to treat you in the past. You can decide to reintroduce yourself to people. You can decide to have boundaries now with people. You can decide to walk away no matter how many years you stay, no matter how many years you let people shit on you, bully you, mistreat you. You can decide today, this will be the last time someone has ever treated me like this. And that's when your reality will shift, and that's when the whole world will act in accordance of who you are now. But you make that decision. So once I wrote that manifestation, I felt my whole life's falling apart. What's happening? All these things. But then I didn't realize that my life was falling together into a new reality. It was falling together in something so beautiful that I could not see for myself at that time. You know, God has always guided me throughout my life. There's been times that I literally should have not have been alive. Not alive at all. And through miracles, I was saved from that situation. But I was guided. In those hardest times, it's very hard to keep that faith. It's very hard to keep that belief of like, oh, God is going to help me now. Because we often forget. We forget the times that God has helped us. We forget all these times, and we tend to focus on the negative and think like, oh, now he's going to fail me. He's not going to fail you. Every day that you wake up and that you're breathing, God has a plan for you. He is there for you. He's not going to fail you ever. Get that out of your head. Tell yourself, God wants me to win. Tell yourself, the universe wants me to win. God designed this world for me to succeed. The universe designed this world for me to succeed. The more you believe in yourself, the more other people are going to believe in you. The world will open up for you like a whole flower. I'm telling you, when you have that self-belief, that means that you have power. When you believe in yourself, when you believe that you can accomplish big things, that you can get whatever you want in this life, that's when life starts to open up for you and life becomes like a video game. Everything starts to become easy. Because why? Now you're allowing God to work through you instead of you forcing against it. If you have full belief, imagine with me. You have full belief that God will guide you to your highest path. No matter what happens, you have the worst month of your life, but still you have that belief. And you know what? God is going to guide me. I know that God is going to guide me to the best path. And after this bad month, it's going to be good. When you have that belief, there is no resistance. There is no emotion stopping that belief. So what happens is God can just work through you. Life can come through you. You need to surrender to the process. You know, every day we wake up and our heart is beating for itself. Oxygen, all our organs are working on its own. Life is like that. It works on its own. We are built by a system that is more intelligent than us, that is higher than us. But you can also reach that in your mind. You can reach that higher consciousness. And then you can allow God to work through you to create on this earth. After that happened, I went back home to my family and I was starting to feel a little better. And all of a sudden I decided, let me book a trip to Santorini with my friend. So I did that. I booked a trip, all these things. And we had a flight to Santorini, but there was a stop in Athens because I had booked last minute and all the flights were full. Okay, they were full. So me and my friend, we go to the airport, and mind you guys, I'm wearing a cap that's like up until here. You can barely see, you can see like this of my nose, and I'm wearing a mask, okay? No one could recognize me. I think probably people couldn't even recognize what gender I was. I'm walking in the airport and we stop in Athens. Me and my friend, we quickly go get like some food and stuff. And we go to this place that's like, you have to go through the perfume section. And there's like this place you can sit, okay? So we sit down there quickly, and then we're like, okay, after that, we're gonna go to the gate. So me and her were sitting, and I'm like, I pulled the mask a little bit just to eat my food. This is how much you can see of my face, okay? Like nothing. I'm sitting, and all of a sudden, I hear Liz. I look up, and I'm like, Landon? And guys, I do not know how he recognized me. I do not know how I recognized him. I've never seen this guy in my life, never in real life. I don't know what he looks like, and he definitely didn't look like how he used to look 3 years before. That's the only time I saw his picture. And I don't know how, I literally don't know, you could not see my face, how he recognized me. When he came to sit down next to me, I looked at him, and the first thing I thought is, why does this guy look so much like me? That kept going through my head. Like, we have the same eyes and all these things. And I was like, why does he look like me? And then I felt such a strong energy from him. And I'm a person, I'm very intuitive. So I feel things. I don't really think, I feel. So I'm sitting in front of him, and it was almost like we're sitting and he's talking to me, and everyone else started to become noise. We were almost like the only one in the airport, and I felt like such a strong energy overcome me. And I looked at him, and I've never had that feeling with anyone that I saw, and I was like, whoa, I'm actually shook. And then he starts telling me about why he's there, because he lives in America. Like, what are the odds of us meeting each other in an airport in Athens? What are the odds, guy? Like, I don't live in Europe. He lives in America. Like, that's crazy. So he was telling me he was supposed to go to Mykonos, but his friends had just scammed him or whatever, and they had canceled on him. So he's like, yeah, I'm going back to America. But he's like, I forgot my bag where you were sitting. That's why I came back for my bag. Guys, can you imagine the coincidence here? You know, look how divinely guided that is. I look at him, and he was telling his story, and I go like, you know, I felt bad for him. So I was like, listen, instead of like going back to America, if you want, you can join me and my friend on our trip to Santorini. We're staying in this hotel. Like, you can also book a villa there if you want to. We've never been, so we can explore together. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay. Then me and my friend, we both went to Santorini, and he arrived 2 hours later. And yeah, me and him were inseparable ever since, like, literally the first day we connected and started talking to each other. When we were both in Santorini, we couldn't stop talking about marriage. We couldn't stop talking about starting a family, and which is crazy because I've never been the person to want to commit to someone. I've never been the person to want to start a family or feel like, oh, I want to start a family with this person. I've never felt safe enough to do that. But there was something within him that made my inner child feel so safe. And for me, I'm not attracted to toxic masculine men. I'm attracted to men that know how to be in their masculine, know how to lead, but then at the same time can make me feel safe, because I want my inner child to feel safe. I want my children, my future children, to feel safe around their father. You know, I had a father that was like a tyrant. Like, everyone was scared around him, and that's just not attractive to me. And what's even crazier is, like, he told me like stories where he was like, Liz, I think I really manifested you, because he was like, when I used to go through breakups or whatever, I used to tell my best friend, it doesn't matter that I'm going through this breakup, because there's still women like the Wizard Liz out there. And he was like, you were literally in my head the ideal woman ever since I saw you online. And guys, for me, the exact thing that I wrote down in the manifestation journal of how I want my husband to be and all these things is literally my fiance, like to a T. Even the thing about emotional intelligence and knowing how to be deep, which was so important to me because I missed that in my previous relationships. I've never met someone that I can just talk to for hours and that can meet me on an intelligence level or a deep level. Like, he understands everything that I say, and he is so highly intelligent. I really value that a lot in a partner. You know, I used to talk to my therapist about not wanting children and not wanting marriage and all these things. And then she used to tell me, Liz, when you meet that right person, you're gonna want that, because you just don't want children or a family because you have not met a man where you feel safe with yet. And then I was like, I don't know, that's not true. But then I swear, guys, when I met Landon, immediately I thought I would want a family with this guy. And he also told me immediately when we hanged out in Santorini, I knew you were gonna be my wife. He's like, I became so protective over you already because I knew this is my wife immediately when I saw you. But you know, guys, I think it's also very important to understand that, like, for me, engagement and all these things, that's not really what I derive my value from, because I saw a lot of TikToks online and I know it's coming from a good place, and it was like about my engagement. They made it seem like, oh, now Liz made it because I'm engaged. But I think that's a little projecting, because I've never felt like, oh, I would make it just because I have a husband. Like, for me, a husband is the easiest thing to find. I also had a lot of people ask me to marry them, but I've always declined because I've never felt that that was the right person or that was my right person. You know, there's also this thing about when you ask God for things, you have to be ready to receive it and you have to accept it when it comes. For example, my friend one night had this inkling or like this thought in my head that, oh my God, I should send my friend money. It was like at night, and I kept thinking about it. It wouldn't go out of my head. Now, my friend is very prideful, so I know she'll never accept money from me, and she doesn't want to do that. The next day, I called her, and I kept asking her, can you please send me your bank details so I can send you money? And then she's like, no, Liz, and we were discussing for hours, guys. Then eventually, I was like, listen, ever since last night, I had this thought in my head that I need to send you money. And I'm very, like I said, guided. So I know when I need to do something. So I said to her, I don't know why, but I feel like I need to do it. And she was so shocked, because she went like, Liz, you just gave me goosebumps, because she's like, last night I asked God for financial support and I asked him to receive money. And I was like, yeah, so why are you denying it right now? Why are you denying God's blessings right now? See, a lot of times when we ask God or the universe for something, we are not ready to accept it when it comes to us, because you feel like, let's say you ask for love, but then this person comes in front of you and you're like, no, I don't want you. But it's like, maybe that was a person that was gonna give you that love, but you deny him because it's not what you had thought for yourself. But maybe we need to start accepting that there's a higher intelligence that's working for us, not against us, but for us. So I told her, like, if you deny me trying to help you right now, that means that you're denying God's blessing. At the same time, if you do not let go of things that aren't serving you anymore, whether this is a job, friends, a lover, whoever that is, when you don't let go of that, you cannot attract something new. You will never attract it. Why? Because in order for you to attract something new, you have to have space in your life. You have to allow things to come in. Your energy cannot be going towards something and taking your energy from you. For example, I had this friend and she told me, she was like, Liz, why can I not attract love? Why can I not attract a partner? And this girl had a huge crush on this guy, okay? She said, oh, I want to marry this guy. She would stalk him. She would do all these things. And I looked at her, I said, you know, the reason why you can't attract love is because your energy is already occupied with someone else. Even though it's a crush, even though he's not aware of your existence or you guys are not communicating, your energy is constantly going towards him. Now, when that's happening, the other people, because a lot of people are intuitive beings, we feel other things, they will think that you're occupied. And you are occupied because your energy is occupied with someone else. See, you guys need to start manifesting. When, for example, you want a man or all these things, you shouldn't say, I want this man. Like, specifically, you should say, I want a man that's for my highest good. I want a partner that's for my highest good. Don't say I want this job. Say I want a job that's for my highest good. Because maybe what you think is best for you or what would make you happy is going to destroy you. Me also, when choosing a partner or someone to have children with, I make that decision very, very clearly, and I think about it a lot, because I want my children to look up to their father, and I want to have a great example for them, because I know that I'll try to do my best to give them the best life that I can. But when you have a masculine next to you that can provide that same, and then a different kind of masculine energy, it will both feed into each other, and you kind of form the perfect union together. You grow together. You fill in gaps together where he's missing or where you're missing, and you learn from each other, and that's how you grow. When you do choose a partner, or I think when you're in a relationship right now, and if you feel like, okay, I want a future, whatever, really ask yourself, is this person someone that I would want to have kids with? Even if you don't want to have children, ask yourself, would I want this person as a father? Just so you can see, like, when someone is abusive with you already, they're gonna be abusive with your children. And as a woman, when you have your children, you'll be more protective probably over them than you are with yourself. Because a lot of women have that natural instinct where you can love your child unconditionally. And the same things that you accept for yourself, you will not be able to accept for your children. So really think to yourself, is this worth it? Like, don't I deserve better? And you do. You deserve so much in life, but you can only get that when you start accepting that for yourself. You can only get that when you are on the vibration where you can attract that reality for yourself. Anytime that you tell yourself that you're not good enough or you cannot have that is a time that you push that reality further and further away. Start attracting it to yourself. Start to become someone that can be in that position to attract that reality. Start to believe in yourself. Start to work on your self-confidence. Expand your knowledge. Start to work on your outer appearance. Read books, like expand yourself, guys. Become more open-minded. And then when that partner comes in, make sure that he can add to your life or she can add to your life. Not just take from it, but an equal give and exchange. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I hope you guys learned something. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. I love you so much. Bye-bye.